Dark days are looming over Sudan as the country struggles to find its footing in the aftermath of the military coup of October 25, 2021. Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok, who commands a strong followership among the Sudanese, was detained in the early hours of the coup, along with several other ministers. While this coup has thrown the progress the country has made in the past 2 years into question, coups are unfortunately not new in the history of Sudan. It was a coup in 2019 that eventually led to Hamdok being named prime minister after a transfer of power from the Transitional Military Council to the Sovereignty Council of Sudan. The estimated 35th coup d'etat, including plots in Sudan's history, has led to a withdrawal of aid from the World Bank and the United States, raising questions as to the fate of millions of Sudanese. This is The Fuss. The road to democracy for Sudan after the ouster of Omar al-Bashir has been a rocky one in the past 2 years. The coup of October 25, 2021 was the second one in the space of about 1 month, and there have been several reported attempts in the time after al-Bashir's removal. The military dissolved the transitional government that was held together by a fragile power-sharing agreement between the military and civilian representatives. While declaring a state of emergency, General Abdel Fattah Burhan announced that the military would hold elections in July 2023. Experts have raised the alarm that the present predicaments facing the country may plunge Sudan deeper into the harsh realities of a troubled country, even as it, like the global community, grapples with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The international response to the coup has been swift and fast. The United States has frozen $700 million in aid, and while the World Bank also announced the suspension of aid, we've seen that the African Union has also suspended Sudan from the bloc over the unconstitutional seizure of power and is mounting pressure on the coup's leader, General Burhan, to reinstate the civilian government. Another dimension to the crisis is the silence of the alliance of the country's military generals with Gulf countries like the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. Observers say they have not shown any disapproval of the coup. Where does Sudan's economy stand in all of this? The Sovereignty Council enacted a series of excruciating economic reforms that saw the currency sharply lose value and inflation soar to 342% in March. The country also faces the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic, on top of floods and a plague of locusts. The United Nations says that the number of people needing humanitarian assistance in Sudan has more than doubled since 2015. The UN also estimates that in rural Sudan, households spend more than 75% of their income on food, and the situation is only getting worse. Many are watching to see how the coup will play out. What does it mean for the future of Sudan? How far over the precipice could this push Sudan? Is another humanitarian crisis looming in East Africa? Give us your take on the situation in Sudan. You can share your perspective with us using the hashtag #NCTheFuss. Don't forget to point us in the direction of an issue or story that you think the fuss should take on. I'm Tolulope Adeleru-Balogun. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.